Well, first, I'd like to point out that the United States obviously has given its consent for the Israelis to continue with the genocide, to bomb a civilian tower in Beirut, and to assassinate uh, people in Tehran, and to assassinate martyr Haniyeh in Tehran. Otherwise, the Israeli regime wouldn't do it. The U.S. gives the Israelis the weapons, the ammunition, the financial assistance, the intelligence. In Iran, it is the United States and many Western embassies that gather intelligence for the Israelis, and in surrounding countries. The Israelis don't have that capacity on their own. So whether the Americans knew beforehand that they were going to assassinate martyr Haniyeh or not is really irrelevant. It's the Americans who give the Israeli regime the opportunity and the ability to do so, and which does not punish the regime after it carries out these lawless acts. So the United States, even after Ismail Haniyeh was murdered, they refused to criticize the regime. They even the spokesperson for the State Department even refused to accept that Iran had the right of self-defense. So interpret that as you may. But with regards to the United States defending the Israeli regime, it's not just the United States, sadly. It's bases in Turkey, bases in countries in the Persian Gulf that the Americans have that are being used. It will be Jordan that will be used, and other capabilities. Europeans will be involved. There will be a huge coalition to protect this genocidal regime that is busy raping prisoners in these torture camps. But I think that in April, we have to first of all keep in mind what happened in April. In April, the United States and the Israelis combined, they spent roughly $4 billion blocking old Iranian drones and old Iranian missiles, which for Iran costed almost nothing. Only a handful of sophisticated missiles or more advanced missiles were used, and all of them went right through the defense shield. And during that attack, the Iranians were basically gathering intelligence about Israeli capabilities, American capabilities, and so on. And these surface-to-air missiles, or these air defense capabilities, are very expensive, and there's a huge shortage of them because of the war in Ukraine. In any case, this time round, they will still be using very expensive missiles, surface-to-air missiles or air-to-air missiles. It will be very costly for them and not costly for Iran. But I do think that the Iranian attack will be much more severe, and that there will be more missiles that cause real damage, or drones perhaps as well, that cause real damage, and the Israeli regime will suffer the consequences of what it did in Tehran. And if the Israeli regime strikes Iran, or strikes in response to the retaliation, then there's no doubt that the Iranians will strike the Israeli regime again. The purpose of this strike will be to make sure that the regime does not do this again.